never been to a Spookala show before, you're in for a big treat. We got great vendors. We got some great guests over here. We're going to have a great time here on the panel stage. How many of you guys have ever been to one of the panels at Spookala? Raise your hand. Cool. How many people out here is it your first time? Man, see, I like that. So if you guys, I'm going to do a little Stone Cold Steve Austin real quick. If you guys are out there and you can hear the sound of my voice, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, I think we can do that one more time. We can do that a little bit louder. If you can hear my voice, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, that's good. Okay. So I don't know if you guys follow me on social media. You can look up /INSYM, INSYM. Look up Matt Knowles on Facebook. I've been doing a little bit of Spookala trivia on the panel stage. I'm going to give you one of the questions that have happened, then we're going to call out the first guest. So, the very first guest at Spookala ever on the panel stage, do you think you know the answer to that? He knows. Who do you think it was? Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp was the very first person to ever be on this stage doing a panel for Spookala. Okay? So, if you've never been to a Spookala panel, see right here we have a live mic. I'm going to talk with the panelist that's coming up. The panelists are going to have a conversation like we're old friends from the old hood. If at any point you guys want to come up and ask a question, go up and do that. We do have 2 rules, one of which is 1 question. This is not a conversation, time conversations. We'd rather you do over there at the table with them. The second one is, if someone's grandma was standing beside the microphone when you asked that question, would you still ask that question? If it's not appropriate for a random grandma to be beside you, then it's probably not appropriate to be on the Spookala stage. So you know what I'm saying? With that being said, are you guys ready for the very first panelist of this Spookala? If you all let me hear you, we're going to bring up here right now the one and only from Fallout, Mr. Aaron Moten! How you doing, man?
I'm so good. Hey, guys. What's up?
I'm going to go up there for you. That's your role right there. All right, so I'm going to start this off with a wild thing I found out about Aaron just about 30 minutes ago.
Really?
Aaron, why don't you tell him where you flew in from?
Oh, Iceland. I live in Iceland.
He lives in Iceland, and he flew all the way down here to sunny, rainy Florida for the show. So, what do you think about the weather in Florida compared to Iceland, man?
We don't have as much moisture in the air as you guys do. But we are an island. It's just windy and dry.
So why don't you let everybody know, why in the heck is it that you were in Iceland? That's crazy. That's a crazy thing. Why were you in Iceland?
Well, you know what? Most actors, I guess, live in New York or LA. Is your lens cap on? Oh, I almost got it. Yeah, most actors live out there, and I got lucky. My wife is from Iceland, and I had the opportunity to move over there, and COVID happened. So everybody went to online meetings. Nobody even knew I was gone. So I was able to keep getting jobs like Fallout.
Fallout? What is Fallout? Have you guys heard of Fallout? So why don't we go there to the thing that everybody probably wants to talk about is your role in Fallout. So tell us about the process of how that even came about for you to actually get the role of Maximus in Fallout.
I got the script first. Just that pilot episode for those of you that have watched it, and it was pretty wild. I thought, who in the world is writing something like this? It's crazy. It's so weird. It's so unique. And then I started diving more, and that's what first made me learn about the games of Fallout. Has anyone played Fallout yet? Okay. So weird, if you can imagine reading a script that's written in that kind of a tone before you know what it's about. You know, it was bizarre, it was new, it was exciting, and so I jumped at the opportunity.
So had you played the game before you got the script, or was the script your first?
Yeah, no, the script was my first entrance into the world. I remember going to a party, Ella Purnell was throwing, and she had the loading screen of Fallout on the television there, and we had been filming for like, 3 months? And seeing the game images made me think, wait, how does it look just like my set? Which I think for those that play the games, you got to see that in the TV show. It's like, it looks just like the games. They did a great job really building all of that stuff as opposed to, relying on a green screen transmogrification later. It was really built and fully real and really fun to play on every day.
So did playing the games, obviously you had to go back and play the game after this at some point. Did you play the game to try to understand more what the universe was, and understand the vibe, understand the feel? What was the point of you playing the game other than just to have fun playing it?
Oh no, well, I love games. I feel like when a lot of my friends were playing Fallout, I was busy in the world of Diablo. Oh yeah. Lilith. It's to me, I just was worried that I would be spending too much time delving in a game, and I had already been hired to do what I was doing, so I avoided it. And I have made a pledge to Bethesda to do my first playthrough as a charity stream on Twitch.
Oh yeah, so when is that supposed to be taking place?
Hopefully this year. We start season 2 in a month.
Season 2, I was gonna say, is anybody out here looking forward to season 2 of Fallout? Who's your favorite character in Fallout, and why is it Maximus? Man.
It's okay, I get it.
You said you can love the ghoul, but you can love Maximus more. Come on.
The ghouls put in like 500 hours of gameplay. I get it. He knows he's got his gear. He knows what he likes. He knows how to do it. The rest of us are just starting.
So when it comes to Fallout, did you feel like there was any additional pressure having to bring to real life an established IP in the video game world? Was there any kind of pressure, like I got to make sure that I bring this thing out there, other than a script that you're just getting on paper and you're like, for the first time, there's no existing IP that was there?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's different. You do. I did. I really, really cared. And maybe that's why you feel an immense amount of pressure. Originating a new original character to walk through that world. It's really it's immense, but I think it's because it's such a loved video game. I spend a lot of time on Twitch watching, professionals, as I would call them. I wanted to see what they liked about the game. I wanted to see what they still were drawn to, from the IP. But yeah, no, that immense pressure doesn't go away, I don't think, filming a show like this, because you care. Or if that care is there, you want to do it justice. But at the same time, we have great creators who write these great characters that we really haven't seen, I don't think, in other shows that people would think are similar. But Fallout is its own thing. So I'm happy to be working with good writers like that.
So let's go back, way back in your life.
Rewind.
When you started, you didn't start, let's go do movies, let's go do some sort of video game adaptation. It was, back in the day, stage acting, Juilliard. How was the transition for you going from being that as your main focus, being in front of a live audience, just like yourself, and doing one take, one shot in front of them, to converting that over into your stage acting, your on-camera acting career?
Oh, wow. Is anyone here an actor? Do you mind if I ask that? Okay. It's really different, I think. And I think I fell in love with cameras first. I always have a camera on me. I fell in love with, the idea of wanting to write and direct my own films is what brought me away from theater. I think theater is so hard because beyond just one take in front of an audience, it's also living your life like clockwork. Like, it's 7:36, so I have to be ready to bare my soul in 13 minutes, you know, and every day feeling like that. And I didn't think that theater was going to support me in living my life that way. So I made the shift when I really started falling in love with cameras, and you know, film is only 100 years old. There's very limited amount of history to film. So just watching old movies, you know, a lot of the stuff that was researched for Fallout for me is other apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic things, like the original Planet of the Apes is a huge one, you know. It's good to, I think, have a knowledge of that kind of stuff when you want to be a film actor. You know, the lens changes how you should perform something. Why wave your arms like a madman when they're so close on your face? It's not helping, you know. But yeah, it's very different.
So now we're going to turn the mic on. I still have some things I can talk to him about, and we can just chill and hang out. But we want to know what you guys want to know, because if we just sit up here and talk about things and we don't give you an opportunity to come to the mic, you might never get the opportunity to learn that one thing you want to know. So if you got a question, why don't you come on up here to the mic, and we'll see what we can do to get that answered. How's that sound?
Sounds good. These are the grandma questions.
Hey, how you doing? What's your name?
Hi, my name is Jay. I'm one of the actors in the audience. Silly question. I want to know what your favorite creature design from Fallout is. Creature design is some of the coolest part of that franchise for me. So
I honestly, like right off the top of my head, the Goldberg. Yeah, and I say it because for a long time I think we were working with a model that didn't have the fingers involved, and I believe it was Jonathan Nolan came up with that idea. Jonah came up with that, and when I first saw the sort of rendition of it fully sort of sketched out, I thought, this is the weirdest, most, I mean, and I love it too. It makes sense from the origins of the creature. It's really fun. He's deep in designs for some new things for season 2. He's got some surprises.
well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, next up, hey man, I like this black and white striped outfit thing you got going. It looks like the pants somewhere. Did we coordinate this?
Maybe. I don't
I'm
know.
saying. All right, hey, what's your name?
My name's Jesus.
All right, Jesus, what's your question?
I want to know, like, you spent so much time in that power armor outfit. How heavy was it, actually?
You know, okay, so I wear the top half.
Oh, you just wear the top half?
The top half is 60 to 70 pounds.
Bottom half is just shorts.
It's bottom half for mine. It's short shorts for the heat. No, I look like a metal gorilla walking around. You know, the arms are so long that they drag, the knuckles drag on the ground if I don't lift them up. But we would spend 8-9 hours on a shoot day in that. And it felt horrible because you would put it on, it would feel so cool, you would want to dance for the crew, and then, you know, 10 minutes into filming, you're like, why did I dance for the crew?
But not tired. Did they have the CGI in the bottom parts?
Sometimes I have it placed on me if I'm not moving, but otherwise they have to get creative with camera angles. You have to be 6'6", 6'5" to wear the full piece that they made, that they built out. So that's why we have a designated stunt performer. Otherwise, the joints don't move in the right place. I'm 5'11". I would bend my leg backwards or something horrible if I tried to walk around in it.
Right, thank you.
Thanks a lot for that question. All right, next up, how you doing? What's your name?
My name's David.
David, what's your question?
So it can be kind of tough adapting anything from a video game to any other form of media. It's how die-hard fans can be. But the reception for Fallout has been some of the most positive. How is that as a cast member to feel that you guys did something successful that a lot of others haven't been able to do?
It feels really good. I mean, honestly, of course it feels good. We tried really hard. I feel like I have friends who have done other adaptations that haven't gone as well. Excuse me. So I know that everyone works really hard on them. But it's more than luck. I think it's about having the right creative team and the right length of a leash from a studio. You know, being trusted to make something that's not been made before. You know, there was no one at the studio seeing our dailies of talking about, you know, making our genitalia explode and saying like, what are you guys doing over there? You know, we need to rein you in a little. You know, but no, it was always a sense of trust I got from them, and yeah, honestly, the reception from fans, it means the world because you care to give them something that they want to then turn to their friends and say, you should watch it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great question, thank you. All right, coming up next, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Tori.
Hey, Tori, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
All right, what is your question for the one and only Aaron Moten? One and only.
This might be such a silly question.
No question is a silly question.
It's not relevant to Fallout, although I love Fallout. It was great. I absolutely love it.
I'm so intrigued.
I cannot wait for season 2. So my question is, I just rewatched Stranger Things, and I noticed in season 3, I think in the beginning, I don't know what episode it is, but did you possibly cameo in one of the episodes?
Oh my God. No.
I was gonna say, I tried Googling it and I could not find any information on it at all.
If I were to cameo in Stranger Things, it would not be Googleable. I would make sure that I'd be like a ghost that came across it. No, I didn't.
Well, I mean, I guess cameo is a bad word for it because,
No.
like, I don't know how else to describe it because it looked like you, and you were behind the switchboard in the bottom of where that big building where all the Demogorgons come out.
Wait, what season?
Season 3.
So now we're all going to have to be going back and figuring out who this actor is that's looking like you.
Because this might be our first way into AI. They took my likeness, put me in there. I need to be paid.
You should, honestly. I think you'd be a great actor.
They put you into AI before you were even in Fallout. Look at that. It was a precursor.
They're like, look at this guy in an airport. He's not an actor. Let's just use his likeness.
Oh, that was great. That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was nice talking to you.
As well.
All right, next up, how you doing? What's your name, Matt?
Doing good. My name is Miles.
Miles, what's your question?
My question is, were you a fan of Fallout before you were in the series, and what was it like getting to partially immerse yourself in that world with like all the different things that are from Fallout?
No, I knew of Fallout, but I wouldn't have called myself a fan. I would have been like a person who maybe was like a couple of suggestions away from playing it. But truly, to immerse yourself in a world like that, I can just tell you that if anything was taking away the nerves at work, it was that they had built like this incredible playground. I mean, if you can imagine, it's like, you know, here you go. Here's a full vault set. We're shooting on film cameras.
Yeah.
You know, like the cinephile in me was geeking out, you know, every day. But I'm such a huge fan now of what that world can offer and all the things. I mean, our first season is only 8 hours, right? I mean, of a game you can put 600, 800 into. We've only scratched the surface of the things that they want to do there. So I'm excited for more.
Yeah, I definitely am too.
Yeah, cool.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, next up in the Camp Crystal Lake shirt, appropriate shirt for the show. What's your name?
Hi, my name is CJ.
What's up, CJ?
Hi, how are you?
Good, you?
So I believe I heard you say earlier that you streamed on Twitch.
No, I want to.
Oh,
I watch Twitch all the time, but I ghost on Twitch. Like I hide in the shadows and I don't get into the comments. No, I want to do a charity stream for the first time I play Fallout. Is what I hope to do.
okay, awesome. I'm on Twitch as well. Do you have any Twitch recommendations that you would like to give the people here?
overrated.
I've heard it, but never like watched.
Joey's really fun to watch to me. I really enjoy their streams a lot. Really funny. They play a large range of things. They're extremely talented. Is only maybe part of the reason I will watch them play games, but it's really because it feels like a comedy show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What was the jury stream gonna happen again?
Hopefully during season 2, when we're filming, we're gonna try and put it together. So top of next year would be my guess.
Alright.
What do you play on Twitch?
So I'm actually a Lego builder, and I build Harry Potter Lego sets. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan.
Sick. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Slytherin.
For anyone else. Yeah. That's it.
Now I want to know what your channel is because I'm a huge Lego fan.
So my plug on all platforms is Celestial CJ Cosplay.
DLC?
Celeste DLC
No,
cosplay.
Celestial CJ Cosplay.
Celeste DLCJ cosplay. All right, cool.
No DL, no DL.
Just okay.
Celestial CJ.
Celestial.
Celestial CJ.
Now I got you.
Yes.
Got it.
Now we did. Okay, now we're gonna blame it on the monitors. Even though the monitors are good, but that's what
The DLC.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much. All right, come on up. Next up, what's your name, my man?
I gotta follow that. Okay. I'm Will. So I got a question kind of like on the way the characters were designed for Fallout. So the 3 main characters, I don't know if this is actually the way they were written, but like I feel like they kind of each represent a certain player of the games. Like, and I kind of got an idea with you that you were kind of the new player that just kind of got thrown into the world because you didn't know how to use your armor, you didn't know anything. You just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, and you just kind of like by the seat of your pants kind of thing. Is that kind of how they were written?
I think it's a really good writing tool for a game where you create your own player to start it. So they wanted to go with 3 different archetypes. Yeah. Like one of my favorite jokes that I don't know if a lot of people catch, but it's that random NPC moment with Lucy when she's first come out of the vault and she's holding the tranquilizer gun at the guy. It's like the farmer, and she's like, "Hi, hello," and she realizes that she's pointing the gun at him. You know, it's like that weird thing when you're constantly walking up to people, talking to them with a gun in their face. I think though, and I don't want to ruin anything for where this show is going and what's coming next, so I'll just say at the same time I think the 3 different archetypes give the writers a lot of room to really flip them, and I think it's something that we signal with Maximus a lot in the first season is there's a line that's being tightrope walked here, you know what I mean? And I also think that that's true of a lot of players in video games. We will do things that are like morally correct in one moment and we'll just end somebody because we just felt like it in another. You know, I think the ground is set for the future of how they want to continue to play with having 3 different types of players in their game.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man. All right, next up, what's your name there, Ms. Hocus Pocus?
Nicole, my question was, what was your reaction when you first saw the power armor and you were told that's what you're gonna wear?
Oh my God. The first time I saw it, it was being worn and walked around in. And I remembered seeing it from a distance and kind of thinking like, oh, that looks kind of big. And then when he walked up close to me, it was just like really, really big. It's out of this world, like exciting, I guess, is the feeling because people move out of your way when you're wearing the power armor. It maybe is bigger than Shaquille O'Neal. You know what I mean?
It's very tall.
Yeah. But super exciting for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, next up, how you doing, my man? What's your name?
Good. My name's Nicholas.
Step up just a little bit closer. What's your name again?
Nicholas.
All right, Nicholas, how you doing? What's your question?
My question is, what was the hottest scene of film in the show?
What was the hottest scene? Is
Hottest.
Oh, the oddest.
Difficult.
Most difficult. Oh. I should speak for myself, right?
Yeah.
There's a fight that Maximus gets into in the junkyard.
Yeah.
When some guys are trying to take his power armor.
Alright.
I think the heat index in New York was well over 100, and we were out there all day. I think 14-hour shoot day trying to get that scene filmed, which included a lot of sprinting down the roads and stuff like that. If anything, it's usually the action stuff that I think is the most challenging. Also, I think it's easier to beat people up than get beaten up. I couldn't walk the next day, and I think it's just you turn your head so many times taking a punch, your back kind of goes out. Yeah.
Alright, well, thanks.
All right, thanks a lot, man. Good question. All right, next up, how you doing? What's your name?
Hi there, my name's Elena. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So earlier today you were talking about old movies that you've watched. I would love old movie recommendations.
Old movie recommendations.
How old are we talking? What is an old movie to you? What's the range?
Like, really anything that like inspires you I'm interested in. It doesn't even necessarily have to be old.
All About Eve. All About Eve is a great film, if you haven't seen it. I like movies that are kind of really heavily referenced in modern contemporary culture, but we maybe don't realize where it came from originally. Cool Hand Luke is that way. Have you ever seen Cool Hand Luke?
I have, but I don't remember it.
Well, we have here is a failure to communicate.
Yeah.
There's all these lines in that movie that as you watch it, you're like, oh, that's where that came from. What else is really? I like the French New Wave. I'm really geeking myself out here, putting my flag out there right now, but
earlier, she was really excited about the fact that you said that.
Yeah,
she was really excited.
It's just all so good. I mean, it's what really French New Wave films also sold so well in the States. It's what made people realize that, American audience will watch subtitles, and read them, and some of the French New Wave directors don't even care about continuity. The moderator's here 1 minute and then they're gone in the next shot and then they're back again later. So they don't even care about things like that in terms of their storytelling. It's really different than American movies at the time. A lot of that stuff is really good. Godard, Francois Truffaut, 400 Blows. Really, really touching movie, 400 Blows. That's where you should start. What else? There's too many. Find me. I'm not going anywhere. Find me. I'll keep listing things. I don't want to bore everyone else who's
I love movie recommendations.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you again.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, next up, and you can build the mic down if you need to, so that you can hear. So what's your name?
Hi, my name is Stephania.
Okay, what is your question?
My question is, are you a fan of post-apocalyptic or dystopian genres outside of your work in Fallout? If so, what are some of your favorite films in this genre?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. I mentioned Planet of the Apes earlier. I do like that franchise. But there's some stuff that I think I still hold out for being done better than it has been. I still think Resident Evil could be really, Resident Evil could really kill. I think it just takes the right people being involved that have the right sort of idea of how to tell that story. But something that's fast-paced that makes us feel involved in it and doesn't spoon-feed us what's going on. I think we kind of get it already when we show up to see it. So just take it and run with it. Yeah. I could think of others maybe, but that top of my head, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, last question for now. How you doing, my man?
Hi, I'm Brian.
What's up?
Aaron, I was kind of interested in you just saying that how you wear the body armor, you say you only wear the top half. So how do they achieve the effects on the show when not only you but the other soldiers all look like they're gigantic compared to the other people? How do they achieve that effect?
Oh my gosh. Well, because the full suit is gigantic. And I think think we had, on some days we had as many as like 7 people in full armor walking around. But if it's me, I'm walking on a box, like a big, huge, like what they call the apple box, like in the Tom Cruise thing. It's like I'm walking on a box to make sure that my eye line is looking at the person in the right way. There's also a statue version that I climb into that can't be moved. So I will sometimes stand in that full piece. When Lucy finds Maximus, for instance, stuck in the suit without the battery, like that's the statue version of it. But then it's so much, it's a lot of our editing. There's the inside, the helmet camera work that we have to do. It's all those elements, I think, playing all together that really make it work. That motorized helmet, I really love also that the voice modulator that we have for the suit, it really does sound different when it's me talking versus Michael Rappaport, I don't know why his most profane line jumped in my head. I'm not gonna scream that one on a microphone, but it sounds so different. And yeah, it's kind of a whirlwind of shoot days around the suit. Especially our stuntmen having to learn how to behave like this actor wants versus another actor is also challenging. It's like me walking a rehearsal as if I'm in the suit, and then the suit guy taking over that, and me throwing in things like maybe he doesn't know how to turn around, like give it a second, then turn, just having fun with it. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. And we do have one more bonus question. I'll allow him to come up here.
It's the bonus round.
The bonus round.
If I asked you to choose one film that you felt encapsulates what the totality of a film or a movie should be, whether it's storytelling, direction, or emotional impact, what film would you choose and why?
Oh, man. Maybe,
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
no, Modern Times, Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah?
Because there's all this weird stuff that they are doing pre-CGI, you know what I mean? Overlaying an image. I don't know if you've ever seen, I was so happy when this was flying around Instagram, but the scene when he's skating in the mall with blindfold on, the pit that he's about to fall down to potentially is just a total overlay on half of the screen, and it's literally like cutting film together and pasting it that way to create the image. That and the fact that Charlie Chaplin was writing the music as well as directing and doing everything in these films. That to me is like the quintessential make a movie. It's not doing it alone. It's just that it takes so many elements to put a thing together.
To be able to do it, yeah.
And you don't need a few degrees in computer science to be able to to create an image that really makes us feel what we're supposed to feel. Either that one or another of his, I would just lean to him.
I understand.
Yeah.
I get that completely encapsulates the totality of a movie and taking the viewers to a different place.
Exactly.
So I appreciate it.
No, thank you, bro. Thank you.
All right, so good stuff. So I have a couple more questions, but first, we started doing this at the last Spookala show. You guys are going to be the first group to do it at this Spookala show. So every panel, the show photographer may come up here. He's going to stand behind the stage and he's going to look out here. But the thing is, we have to make sure the show photographer knows that he needs to be making his way over here. So the show photographer's name is Corey. So with it being Spookala, I'm going to ask you guys to help me summon the photographer. So on the count of 3, we're all going to just start in our best spooky voice saying Corey. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Corey. So Corey's here. We still have a couple more questions, but look respond to his summoning. Amazing. Okay, so I got a couple questions left. Yes. So, if Aaron Moten, not Maximus, if Aaron Moten found himself in the Fallout world and he had to live on the surface or in a vault, one or the other, and he could never be in the other one, which one would you choose and why?
I would choose the vault, but I think I would get kicked out of a vault. I really do. I think I would get stir crazy really quickly. I'd be the guy being like, we should all go out together, right? Or I'd be upset that we ran out of wine.
Well, and the vaults kind of really aren't what they're chalked up to be. You think the vault is one thing in the beginning of the show, and you kind of see that they're not. There's a lot of.
I'd be like, guys, this experiment. We gotta get out of here. I mean, I would want to be in a vault, though. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to be logical. We all live in the vault, guys. Like, we all are in the first world of comfort without creatures chasing us down. You know, I would want to be in a vault. I would want to sit around and just train for the surface, but never see it.
Never see it. That was a good answer. Good stuff. You might want to think about having a career in Fallout. Speaking about that, though, I would say Maximus, to this point, it's safe to say, is probably the biggest role, the most commercial role that you've had thus far. Where do you want to see Aaron Moten's career go as I'm not going to say a stepping stone from Maximus, but a jumping off point to the next big thing? Like, what are kind of things that you'd like if you were able to fantasy with yourself? Would you want to be like in X-Men? Would you want to be like an Avenger? What are the kind of things you'd like to see happen because of the success with your character in Fallout?
Oh, I don't know. I think the most exciting thing about Fallout and the success of it is the biggest job I've ever had. It's also been the most receptive to my input. And I just think that's really important for an artist. You always want to feel like you're being heard. I one day, we maybe talked about this a little bit, but I want to write and direct my own films. I don't always want to be an actor. I think there's a great beyond in that for me. So that's what I'll keep looking for the opportunity to do.
Dude, that's awesome. Okay, so we know, and everybody knows, when there's a new season coming out, actors can't go and talk about what happens in that season. I mean, they just can't do that. But
so it starts with.
But if there was something that you could say that would hype up this crowd even more than they're already hyped up right now about season 2, what is the kind of thing you would say to hype them up without giving away any details? I don't want to violate any NDAs here is what I'm saying.
Right. No. Just 3 major companies come after me and my children. I would say you have no idea where it's going. What else was? It's as much as I think people liked the first season, they're going to like the second even more.
That's what I want to hear right there. Oh. Yes. That's awesome. All right, good stuff. All right, so we're out of time on the panel. So hold your applause real quick. He and I are going to stand up. The person that you've summoned is going to come up here. We're going to get the picture so you guys can kind of move it a little bit tighter so that way you're all in and we can get these pictures. And then when we're done, then you guys are going to give a rip-roaring, standing on your head round of applause for Aaron Moten. How's that sound?